Welcome to This Explainer. We are diving right into a fantastic script from the RBAI Literacy series. Today, we're tackling one of the absolute most confusing quirks of modern artificial intelligence, why AI confidently tells us things that just literally aren't true. It's a huge question, and we're going to break the whole thing down for you right now.
Okay, let's get into it. We're exploring the wild phenomenon of AI hallucinations, drawing straight from the incredible material created by Ryan Bishop, which is honestly the gold standard for turning complex tech into something we can actually use. We're peeling back the layers. We'll go from the underlying code all the way to how this impacts us in the real world. Whether you're watching your kids use these tools for homework at the kitchen table or you're deploying them in a high-stakes boardroom, you absolutely need to understand this.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The illusion of AI. 2. Defining AI hallucinations. 3. Why it cannot be fixed. 4. The fluency trap. 5. AI literacy for families. And 6. Managing AI risk at work. Let's jump in.
Part 1. The illusion of AI, a feature, not a glitch.
Think about your own experience for a second. Have you ever gotten an AI response that had flawless grammar, cited a super specific date, and sounded totally authoritative, but turned out to be completely made up? If so, you're definitely not alone. The crucial thing to understand here is that when a model makes things up, it's not a glitch. It isn't a bug. It's actually a completely predictable, documented result of how large language models use pattern matching at scale. They're just predicting what word comes next, and sometimes that math leads them to a beautifully written lie.
Moving to Part 2. Defining AI hallucinations, the academic reality.
If we look at the foundational academic research, like the 2023 paper by Jean colleagues, an AI hallucination is formally defined as the production of text that is unfaithful or nonsensical relative to the source, giving the impression of factual grounding. The parallel to human psychology here is totally deliberate. Just like a psychological hallucination feels intensely real without any physical stimulus, an AI hallucination feels incredibly authoritative without any actual facts backing it up. It presents a total mirage of truth.
Researchers actually break this down into two distinct types. First, you've got intrinsic hallucinations. This is when the AI directly contradicts known facts or the source material you gave it. Like if you upload a contract for $2 million and the AI summarizes it as $5 million. That's a direct contradiction. Then there are extrinsic hallucinations. These are way more insidious because the AI just casually adds unverified details. It might summarize that same contract but randomly drop in the name of a lawyer who literally had nothing to do with it. It doesn't contradict your text, but it adds fluffy, dangerous fluff.
All right, Part 3. Why it cannot be fixed. The mechanics.
You're probably wondering, well, why don't they just patch this? The reality is they can't. It's a structural issue built on 3 foundational mechanics. Number 1, training data noise. The AI learns from a messy internet, Reddit threads, outdated blogs, so it's far from a perfect database. Number 2, parametric knowledge bias. This is a big one. The AI often prioritizes what it memorized during training over the actual facts you give it in a prompt. And number 3, statistical generation without truth checks. Ultimately, it's just guessing the most statistically likely next word. It has absolutely no internal alarm bell to tell it when it's just making a bad guess.
Which brings us to Part 4. The fluency trap. The danger of good grammar.
Because of how these systems spit out text, hallucinated content doesn't ever actually look wrong. And that leads to Ryan Bishop's core mantra from the AI Literacy series. Fluency is not evidence of accuracy. Let that sink in for a second. Just because a response is beautifully written, coherent, and sounds super confident absolutely does not mean it is factually correct. We're so hardwired to think good writing equals true knowledge, but with AI, you have to completely separate those two things in your mind.
Let's look at Part 5, AI Literacy for Families. Fact-checking at home.
So, how do we explain this complex structural issue to our kids who use this stuff for homework? We lean on an analogy they already know perfectly, the autocomplete on a phone. Just like your phone suggests the next word based on patterns without actually knowing your weekend plans, AI does the exact same thing on a massive scale. It predicts what looks good, but it has absolutely no idea how to verify what is actually true.
Here is the perfect conversation to have with your kids tonight. Ask them, if a friend told you a fact with total, absolute confidence, but you weren't entirely sure it was true, would you just drop it right into your essay without checking? No way. The exact same rule applies to AI. The perfect grammar tells you nothing about the facts.
And finally, Part 6. Managing AI risk at work. Professional deployment.
Let's pivot from the living room to the boardroom, where this becomes a massive, potentially expensive risk management issue. In high-stakes professional environments, checking a document for its overall vibe just isn't going to cut it. You need claim-level human verification. You've got to watch out for hallucinated citations, fake authors and fake journals, which can cause huge compliance failures. And listen, even if you use Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, to connect the AI directly to your secure company data, that reduces the risk, but it absolutely does not eliminate it. Also keep in mind that generative tasks, like writing a marketing blog post from scratch, carry a way higher hallucination risk than extractive tasks, where you just ask it to pull a specific number out of a PDF you gave it.
I'll leave you with this final critical thought to rethink your entire workflow. The question is not whether the AI might be wrong, it's whether your process will catch it when it is. Since we can't just engineer hallucinations away, how are you going to build bulletproof verification into your daily life to catch them? Keep questioning, stay curious, and always, always verify. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.